Hello, welcome back to Steve's Corner. Jimmy Carter and the California wildfires. I liked Jimmy Carter, I really did. I don't care what you think about his presidency. There's no denying that how good a man he was. It just isn't. I was talking to my son here right after he died. We had to drive off, so we had to take a little road trip. Only about 20 minutes down the road. Ain't like we went to Canada or nothing. But, and he was telling me, he was reading some stuff about what he had done and stuff. He said, it's legendary. He said the guy it was just unreal what he'd done over the course of his life. And I told him, yeah, he was a good man, for what he'd done for others and stuff. Just no denying that. And I think he gets a bum rap for being a bad president because of that. To be president, you really got to be an asshole of some kind. You got to make that tough call. That's what gives me so much respect for Lincoln and Truman. They had a tough call to make. Didn't know how it was going to pan out. Didn't know if it was going to work. They didn't know what the aftermath was going to be for. But in the end, it worked out, and it was a. It's a tough call to make. Not everybody can make that kind of call. I think Carter could have, but I heard tell one time that Winston Churchill, I believe, it's the way I heard it anyways. I ain't got no proof he's the one that said it, but said that you can always count on America to do the right thing, only after they've tried everything else. And that's the way Carter was, He tried to handle things in what he thought was the best way, knowing that it, probably wouldn't have worked. But he was too good a man to send people over there to get them hostages out and stuff. He knew that he was going to lose people, and he might not succeed. That's a decision that a president has to make. And I think he wanted to try. We don't know what he was trying to do behind the scenes, some kind of negotiation and stuff. You just don't know. It's never come out that I know of. But the bad part about not making the decision right away is that the situation is continually getting worse. And it. Knowing the right way to fix it and trying something else first that you're hoping will work and could work, sometimes it makes it worse. And I think he gets a bad rap for that. And it upsets me that future generations are only going to learn about his presidency, you know what I mean, and his years in office. Unless they do independent research on their own, they're not going to know about all the good stuff he had done. I think he's going to go down in history bad like that. And I think he gets a bum rap for his presidency because of it. Not that it was a great presidency, but, people look at it as a bad time. And it's because of him. And I guess it was, but he just wasn't. I think he was too good for the job. Simple as that. He was too good a person to have that kind of a job. And I think that's why. I don't know. But he was a tough cookie too, man. He knew to die in that. He was, what was he, in hospice for over a year? I mean, I don't know anybody that's been in hospice longer than a month. And most of them, the ones I do know, most of them didn't even get the first visit from a nurse. He's a tough cookie. 100 years old, and he was that tough? Man. And then wildfires. How about them daggone wildfires out in California? Totally destroying, whole neighborhoods and towns. It's just devastating, man. I got a comment here a while back from somebody that said that they had been through quite a few disasters like that, floods and stuff like that, and lost everything. And he said it sucks. It's hard, and it's you don't really fully recover when you do, you know. Sure, you might can build your house back, but that mental part of it is still with you, you know. But one of the things he said that really stuck with me was what hurts worse than that is seeing somebody else go through it, you know. And he's right. As far as I'm concerned, he's dead right, because that's the way I am. Every time I hear about one of these floods or hurricanes or these fires out yonder, you know, or one of them mass shootings, you know, it devastates me, man, you know, because I know them people are suffering, and there's nothing I can do really to ease that suffering, you know, and it hurts me. It really does. It's odd, you know. I don't know them people from Adam, but I know what they're going through. I mean, I don't know firsthand, man. We've been through some stuff, but man, we ain't never been injured like them people. Never. We ain't even come close in the little mess we done. And that's another thing, man. You know, no matter how bad you got it, somebody else, there's always somebody else somewhere that's got it a lot worse, you know. I mean, compared to something like that, man, we ain't had a bit of trouble in our whole life, you know. But it's just, I mean, it's just devastating what happened to them people. You know, that half of California has got a homeless problem as it is. After this here, with all them thousands of people, you know, and the insurance companies wanting to, wanting to get out of California because of a mess like this. I mean, they're going to have a long road to hoe, Doc. I mean, a long road. And you got whole neighborhoods just wiped completely out. I mean, I just don't know how anybody goes through something like that and comes out on the other end at all. I mean, I'd be in the daggone nut house, man. It's devastating. It really is. But another thing gets me about that, too, is the amazing in the wind and how that fire grows. They said on there one time, I think they said an ember could travel 5 miles in one of them canyons. And that's what happens. That fire gets in them canyons, and it gets to feeding on itself, you know. I heard one time that fire actually dries the wood out in front of it. The heat gets so intense that it dries them trees out, and it's making its own fuels, what it's doing. And by that fire raging like that, it's making a draft. And so it's adding to the wind out there. And they got something like hurricane force winds to begin with, and that fire was just adding to that and just whipping it up. I just don't see how, I mean, I don't know how in the world they could get a hold of something like that and get control over it. So, man, it's just amazing. But if you think about it, man, it's kind of ironic that Carter done so much good trying to help people that when he died, there was a disaster going on, and it was something that he would have been able to do something to help him. You know what I mean? He was such a good fella at doing that, for building them Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that. That's what his passion was. It's kind of ironic. I don't know if it's a symbol or what, but it's I don't know, man. Anyways, man, y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to y'all later.